Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlene, and I'm from the northeast. My school is in the northeast of Taiwan, Fulen Elementary School. And we have 10 students in my school, 4 higher graders. They're including 5th grade and 6th grade, and 3 4th graders, and 3 lower graders. So, the special thing of our school is exciting, and it's also the vision of our school. B is as delight, and the I is as independent, and B is as variety, ING is as action. So our school, all the teachers want the student after 6 years learning, and they can be the learning explorer. So, and as you can see that this area is surrounded by the ocean, so most of the parents of our students, they are making money from fishing. So the school is mainly the educational resources for them. So the parents rely on teacher very much. And there are 3 4th graders. They are participate in this cloud project. There are Melodies, Julia, and Kathy. And 3 girls, they are very ambitious of learning. So in order to meet their learning desire and the requirement by the goal that required by Ministry of Education, and so the teaching are based on students' needs that will adjust what the content that I would do in the class and the activity will implement in the class. So there are a lot of wonderful strategies and ideas that I learned from Western. So when I back to the United States, that I really want to try everything, but I have to keep reminding myself that education is a long way road. So I have to slow down and no rush. So the main strategy that I consistently use for this semester is the total physical response and storytelling. So why TPRS? First reason is movement is like a trigger that turns on our brain right away. And the other reason is movement makes learning more active. So movement that can, like, it works like a switch, so it turns on our brain and can record what we have learned. So it including the language. And also movement is like activators that can enhance students' engagement and participation. So the movement can make the class more fun and playful, and they can spontaneously interact and cooperate with each other and with teachers. And the other key of TPRS is the story. And we all pay attention to story, especially children. So the story can grab students' attention right away. And also we can put the target word and target sentence that's constructed in advance. So story is like a bridge that conveys the organized information for students. And what I use along with TPRS in class are including realia and hierarchy, strategy, and 85 times projects, and also the narrative input chart. First will be the realia that realia works like you provide authentic material to the student and to enhance their understanding of the new information. And also that can shorten the barrier of the new language. So we do like the outdoor classroom. So I'll take the student out of the classroom and we will look for the realia on campus. And we also bring the realia into the classroom so the student can have actual touch for all the realias. And I have a very supportive homeroom teacher, and he was like part of the realia. And even though that the reality I can give students a real touch, but practice is still the keyword of learning a new language. So I use the strategies of hierarchy, strategy, and 85 times practice theory along with TVRS. So the hierarchy, 85 times practice theory is for like the teacher will provide the student as many opportunities as possible for them to have oral practice. And in order to encourage students to answer the question or to use sentences in there when they are speaking English, and I use hierarchy question strategy as a scaffolding for students to practice. So at the end, the percentage of students using a sentence is improved. And then is the narrative input chart. And because the story is the main key of our teaching, so I also give students the visual prompt for them to practice. So the visual prompt is worked as like a puzzle. So each pieces of puzzle, they represent one part of the story. So when the puzzle is complete and the students, they are reach the target goal. So the oral practice is very important while you are learning language. So in the beginning of each lesson, I will lower my teaching pace and the speed of speaking. And I also have a group of colleagues, they are very supportive. And they will use the reset time, like 10 minutes between each class. They will help students to practice the oral practice. So English will not only be a subject, it also be part of the school, a routine of the school. So, and then the rewrite a story is for the advanced students, that instead of practicing the same story, they are trying to rewrite a story. And of course, the first time is always the hardest. So teacher's demonstration will be very important. So after I demonstrate how to rewrite a story to the students, they find out that's not as difficult as they expected. So at the end, they are not just like rewrite a story, they also create their own picture book. So next one will be the teacher inquiry project. So after the summer, that I decided to make some change in my class. So there are some concern and worry just pop up, and are including how will my students accept my teaching English in English, and also how to enhance students' peers learning, because I only have 10 students for the entire school, and also how to make the teaching, how to make learning authentic and make it more meaningful to the students. So after 5 months, like now, all the concerns that I have are gone, because everything went like really well, and the reason including the consensus and the friendly environment, and also during this process, I also have a new challenge that I encountered now. And first will be the consensus, that there is a quotation from a documentary movie, Burn the Stage. Dream brought us together. With consensus, we are one and we go further. And in this case, learning English is brought us together. So communication is very important. I not only communicate with my student, I also communicate with my colleague and the parents of the students. So I let them know what we are doing now and show them what we have done, and show the student like where we are now. So we are kind of one, so we can keep going. And the other one is create a friendly environment for the students, so that the student knows that we care about them. So when the students started trusting the teacher, so you will know that on this road you're not alone. And the other two challenges that it encounters are including frustration and dependency of the student. because to conquer the fear of making mistakes and to speak out loud is not that easy for students. So for me, that all I can do right now is encourage them and to be patient and be there for them. So this is what I'm doing now. And the other one is because we only have 10 students in the entire school, and the lack of active competition and comparison is very little. So they feel comfortable to stay in the safety zone. So these are the two things that I encountered now. And these two things also affect that they building the rapport with other teachers, which means that they are okay with me. They can interact very fluently with me, but with other teachers, they need to take a lot of time to get to use it. So now I'm going to talk about the 12 lessons. We are mainly focused on learning English with daily experience, and so while we are designing our plan, we want to work into students' world, and we want to give them the sense of belonging, so the learning will be more meaningful. So we have one main theme and with 4 chapters, and these 4 chapters links back to the main theme, and that is related to students' daily experience. And we also do the comparisons between Taiwan and Bellingham, so the student can see the similarity from these 2 different places and also the difference. And when teacher share the same experience with them, they are like very, very happy, and they know like they can build up the connection. So it also enhances students' curiosity of learning. And the methods that we use in the class in order to keep up students' interest are including TVRS, video and slideshow and charade for the movement, and also add puzzle for reviewing the lesson, and realia and hands-on activity for students to have the actual experience. And we also give them the problem-solving tools, which including SOS sentence and peers cooperation, which means that we want to help students to learn, and instead of giving the student a fish, we teach them how to fish. So the resonance between learning and daily life really connect students' side and the side of teachers, and it gives the student like the purpose of learning. So when the learning means something to the students, the motivation is up. And when they're willing to devote themselves to learn English, that is the time that their confidence is built up, and so the robot things will be out of this class. So the reflection of this entire journey, there are several things that I want to say. First is the hope comes with frustration, but the frustration makes us stronger. So there's a quotation from Michael Fields that is, there will be obstacles and there will be doubters. There will be some mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. And I want to take this opportunity to give my partner, Luke, a very big appreciation, because his commitment to the children that really make a difference in the classroom. And so, and then, what now? That I will, like you can see in the picture, the door has opened, and all we need to do is keep walking. And the end of this presentation, I would like to play a video for you guys.
Do you know the name in Chinese? So how do you ask?
How do I say 潜水衣 in English?
Okay, it's diving suit.
Diving suit. No. How do you say it again?
Okay.
Hi, I am Julia. This is me. I am 10 years old. This is my father. His name is Brooke. He likes to swim. She is my sister. This is my parents. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. And now our next lecturer is Elissa from Daphong Elementary School.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. I'm Elissa, also known as Miao-Shen. I'm from Daphong Elementary School, a school in northern Taiwan. Though it's small, it's sweet. And this is our principal. He took our students to the fishing port in order to gather the teaching materials we will use in our project. And through guiding students learning English through their experience, I got some interesting findings, and I want to share those findings and insights with you as follows. Now let's move on. As for my content, it contains three main parts. The first part is the application of teaching strategies, and at this part I'll focus on concept sorts. And the second part is the teacher inquiry project, and the third part moves on to cloud project, 3 stages of the project. Now let's move on to take a look at the concept sort. Among the strategies, I'll introduce the concept sort. Concept sort is a comprehension strategy. It is used to help students to understand the vocabulary or new words or topics of the book or the text. And teachers provide students with a list of terms or concepts from the reading material. And students place the words or pictures into different categories through their own thinking. And you can take a quick look here. This is a small card I made for our cloud lesson. The topic is the animals, and when I show them this way, students can quickly give me different ideas. For example, some groups tell me they will classify those cards into 2 main parts. The first one is have legs, and the other one is have no legs. And but the other group say no, we don't want to classify it into this way. They say, Teacher Lisa, I think we want to classify it into one part with shell and the other part has no shell. I think their creativity and thinking is so good, and I quite enjoy guiding them learning in this way. Now let's move on to another part. As for the procedure of conducting this concept sort, the first step is prepare suitable materials. It means that those materials need to meet students' needs based on their language learning ability and their vocabulary size. And the second part is guiding students place the words or pictures into category, and while they are sorting, encourage students to read the words. And after that, let students to have the time to share their thoughts, their sortings, and their thoughts. And here you can see this strategy can be used widely for different purposes based on different students' English learning abilities. As for the beginners, let's take a quick look at in the upper part. Those students are only second graders, so I emphasize on the alphabet. So first of all, I'll prepare the alphabet and then give students some time to have group discussion. Finally, let's classify the alphabet into this way, capitalized as small letters. And the other part, I move on to the fourth graders because they got some vocabulary slides. So I don't emphasize on the alphabet. I'll give them some challenge tasks. I'll emphasize on the sentence. So the first thing first, I'll set up a time for them. As if they have the time pressure, they'll think it's a task. I want to get over it. It's kind of challenge, and this challenge can have the magic power to help them to enhance themselves. And the second part is also give us some time to have good discussion. And then we can see here students share their words in this way. They can easily understand what is subject, what is verb, and what is noun, the sentence structure. Okay, now let's move on to the other part. And this way I use for my cloud lessons, and the lesson topic is clean up the beach. And here I also prepare the materials, and those materials are connected to our students' daily life. One part in Bellingham, I'm really thankful for Luke's help. He took me to the beach, and we collect some useful letters for the lessons. And while I'm in Taiwan, I'm really thankful for my principal, and he leads us to the fishing port, and I ask students to clean up the beach and take pictures of them. And so they can see here, they are on the PowerPoint as well as the small cards. And after that, help students to have group discussion. Finally, I didn't ask them how to separate it. They just told me, Teacher Elissa, I think if we want to clean up the beach, we need to make it clean. So something we cannot find at the beach, for example, the garbage. So it's easily to help students to have the attitude to love our earth. Okay, and this is now let's move on to the second part, my teacher inquiry. My students are very energetic, passionate, and very lively. And there are three main concerns comes to me. The first one is the lack of English input, and most of the time when they are at home, they mostly use Chinese to communicate with their parents or friends. So they have limited oral English production, and but they have strong motivation to interact with native speakers. That's why I really want to push myself to apply for this project in order to help my students. And that's one of my concerns. I have two concerns in my mind. The first one is whether a learner's motivation increase as they monitor their own English use during the cloud lessons. And the second one is how do students' attitude toward speaking in English change from the beginning to the end. And I use two ways to collect my data. The first one is interview, just like the pictures you see, we interview just like chatting in a more free way. And the second way is graph explanation and poster presentation. And from the result of group discussion, interviews, we found three main reasons come to the positive attitude toward learning, toward English speaking. The first one is Luke's personality. They don't look very humorous, funny, and friendly, just like a superstar for them. And the second reason is the learning activity. Students really enjoy the learning activity. Look at I discuss and design for them because they think it's interesting and provide sufficient opportunities for them to speak in English. And they think the learning topic we design for the students to learn is very useful because we included both local issues and Bellingham issues to let them have the experience to compare. And now let's move on to see the results. Here the students show their posters and they smile very happily because they think it's their true words they want to tell them. And through their poster presentation we can see they show that they found their English speaking is improved and they have more confidence in speaking English. And when they are speaking English to foreigners, they found they are more easy and not so anxious as before. And the last one is they emphasize it again and again. They really enjoy cloud lessons. And this is students' work. As you can see here, it's a Madano. And these students is a transfer students. So when she is making this poster, she just have 4 lessons with teacher Luke. So you can just see 1, 2, 3, 4. And as for money means their mood while they are in the cloud lesson. As for the French fries means how many times they talk to Luke during the cloud lesson. So as you can see from first time, second time, third time, and fourth time, more and more French fries means they are more willing to speak up, and more money means they are more and more happy while they are learning. And the 3 stages of the 7 project. The first stage means while I'm still in Taiwan, I'll let students to get to know Luke. So the topic move on to hello and self-introduction. And the second part means after I learn many strategies from WWU, I apply what I learned, and I set up 4 different topics like this, and then we move on to the time. And here is the first class. And the sea animals, because our school is around the sea, so we have around the sea, so we included the sea topic here. And this is earthquake drill because both Bellingham and Taiwan are on the earthquake belt. So we include this topic into our class lesson. Now let's take a quick look of the video. This is our first lesson. And Ken is so happy, so he stands for Luke. You can see on their smile they are smiling every time they keep smiling. This is the way that we teach them the animals and teach them the local the animals, because one industry is very famous for crabs. Three spotted crabs for some for one industry. We go to the Quail fishing course, and I use this lesson for my open class in Taipei City, and students enjoy it. I go to the Quail fishing course to become on the beach. Earthquake drill. They have the background knowledge of their first language, so it's very easy for them if you activate their background knowledge into English. And let's move on to our hands-on class. We lead students to do list work for Luke. Just ask them to have the mission in 10 minutes. They need to work together and do this, and then learn the words of the tool. And this is the newest activity we have in the Christmas. When Luke in my school, a Christmas story.
Dash away all.
Luke also asked me if we can really enjoy the challenge for the little kids. And find out it's not really doing it. And dancing with all the kids. And the most important thing the students want to say is, this is also the word I want to say. I really thank you, MOE, for giving me this chance to join this program. I really learned a lot from it. And as for my reflection, I really learned a lot from it, though I encountered many obstacles and challenges. But I always tell myself, as long as I believe in myself, everything could be alright. I want to give my greatest thanks to my principal, Andy, and our director, Ms. Ju, and my best cloud partner, Luke and Tara. And thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Elissa. Next one is Mr. Luke Hostetler.
Hello again. It's going to be hard to follow up my cloud partners' presentations. They did such a wonderful job. So I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. First, all the presentations I've heard, I echo all the challenges as well as all the successes. So I'll just talk a little bit about that, but I also want to talk about what it is like for a United States fourth grade teacher and the impact that this program can have not only on the students here in Taiwan, but also what it can do for students in the United States. So just a little bit different perspective on this program and how it impacts my own students. If you are thinking about joining the Cloud Project, some of the things that went really well for us, for me, was in being able to collaborate and plan well with my two cloud partners. They were very dedicated teachers and very thoughtful in the planning process. And without them and their passion for teaching, it wouldn't have gone so well. So I thank them for their passion and their hard work in helping their students learn English. Some of the same challenges that were talked about earlier today were part of my challenges with this project. I am used to being in a classroom of 22 students in the United States and being able to interact with them face to face. It was a challenge for me to sit in front of a computer and only be able to see a small screen of a classroom and to be able to see what was going on. So I really enjoyed my experience coming to Taiwan and being able to finally meet the students that I had seen on this little screen. Being able to actually interact and teach in front of them was much more comfortable for me than being in front of a small screen at my house late at night, as it turns out. That was definitely a challenge, the technology part of it. So now I want to switch to what I hope, Tara had talked about what now, where do we go from here? And I want to talk a little bit about my plans, hopefully in the next month, to help further the students in both of their classrooms increase their being able to be comfortable talking to native speakers. And I want to do that through having my own students interact with Taiwanese students. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my plan to hopefully help the Taiwanese students as well as my own students bridge the gap and build a community. And when I say build community, I mean build a global community between students in the United States and students in Taiwan. So some of the outcomes for my own students in the United States are similar to those here in Taiwan. We have the Common Core State Standards. We have communication, speaking, and listening standards that all students are supposed to be able to master at each grade level. We want students to have open minds and be global citizens. And we want to engage them in learning. What you call motivation, my students as well, we call engagement. My students sometimes struggle with being engaged. in my own classroom. So giving them an opportunity to interact with students from another country increases their motivation and makes learning fun in my own classroom. I had earlier talked about the Bellingham School District strategic planning process. The goal of why I chose to help in the cloud project was also with my own students, becoming better readers and writers, effective communicators, and then having well-rounded members who are engaged with the global community. My students have started to engage in what we call, in my own classroom, the Video International Pen Pal Exchange Project. I've shared with them my visit to Taiwan through this page, the two schools that I visited here, and shared a little bit about what I was doing. We have set up a technology website called Flipgrid. I think some of the other cloud projects have used it, and I used it last year with a different cloud teacher. So what Flipgrid does is allow students to record videos of themselves, and then on the other end, the Taiwanese students can practice listening and hearing native English speakers, my own students, share a little bit about themselves and their school. So here is the Flipgrid that I've shared with both of my cloud partners. This one's the Sunnyland Elementary School where I teach. Here are some of my students. Where you see these pictures is where they have posted their first video for the Taiwanese students in the classrooms to be able to listen to. I'll show you an example of one of the Flipgrid videos. Sure. This is Calliope.
Hi, my name is Calliope, and I'm 9 years old. My favorite subject in school is art and writing. I have 2 cats, Rhea, who's a girl, Julie, who is a boy. I have 2 sisters. Kosi is 2 years old, and Cadence is 8 years old. My birthday is May 9th. Kosi's birthday is September 6th, and Cadence's birthday is September 8th. Bye. Hello, my name is Calvin. I'm 10 years old. I live in Bellingham. My 2 favorite sports are swimming and biking. I like to play video games. And my favorite things to do at school are recess, PE, and cooking class.
Hi, my name is Arlen. I'm in 4th grade. I'm 9 years old. I'm in 10th in February. I go to second. I live in Bellingham. I have 3 dogs, 4 stepbrothers, and also 1 sister. Yeah, okay, bye.
So in concluding, where we go from here for the next month or so, I think we have 2 lessons left. My hope is that we can have the Taiwanese students be able to record their videos, listen to the native speakers in my own classes, and have an opportunity, hopefully, to increase their motivation through the use of students their own age and be able to interact with them and bridge a gap between the Taiwanese students and my own students in the United States, and allow them a chance to continue to learn and grow in their English language development. I wanted to thank Principal Andy for his hard work and hospitality while I was here, as well as the hard work and hospitality of my two cloud partners. Thank you so much.